This podcast may contain adult themes and triggering topics. Please be kind to yourself if you get triggered by what we discuss.
Also, this isn't a substitute for therapy or counseling. Please listen to the appendix at the end for some of our recommendations for resources that will help you find a qualified mental health care provider.
Now, we take you to a time in the near future where emotional abuse has been appropriately deemed a crime, and the survivors find a home to reclaim their lives and freedom. This is Haven, and these are the stories of the reclaimers.
Yes, absolutely. Both of you can do the empathy thing. Okay, so he'll be in there,
Yes.
and I won't be able to see him?
You'll be able to see him. He won't be able to see you.
Why not?
Because it's important that he not get any supply from you as part of this today. This is about you. And Truman and I are here to help ensure it stays about you. Rosie, I also want to remind you that you're not alone in here. I'm ready to support you however you need. Hugs, holding your hand, warm blanket, slowing things down, pausing, just whatever you need. You're not alone.
Will he be alone in there?
No. He has 2 bordered empaths that escort him everywhere now.
Even at the community?
No, once he's at the community, he agrees to a boundary.
Like a fence?
Similar, but he has to agree to it to stay there. And any physical fences in the community are to keep him from crossing into the dangerous Nevada desert.
The community is in Nevada?
Yes, it used to be a war crimes encampment.
Whoa, like the encampment?
Yes, that one.
Huh, I never knew that.
All that distance, why not use it to help protect others?
So if he suddenly chooses to leave, he couldn't just pack a lot of water and make it through the desert?
All the pre-war climate change would make that an ill-advised trip.
Are you concerned about him escaping?
I've had nightmares about it.
I'm sorry to hear that, Rose.
Thanks. Do you think it's a bad thing that I dream about it?
Quite the contrary.
What?
Well, I think it's a very, very good thing.
Why?
Well, laying aside the psychology of dreams, there's something useful about scripting the obstacles of your healing. Thinking about and diving into what would prevent you from healing completely. By dreaming about that outcome, you're giving yourself a space to consider what you would do if he did escape.
Oh,
So what do you think you would do?
well, I'd call you. I'd stay at the Haven. I'd have more sessions. I'd get my kids into safe houses.
That is a thorough and totally doable plan. Is that relief I'm sensing? Do you want to tell me about it?
I hadn't thought of it like that. The dreams are a way for me to think about it before it happens.
They're also a way to deal with the emotions in advance so you can act on reason and rationality in future time when you might otherwise feel panicked. Think of it like mapping out your emotional response. It's such a good thing your brain is doing for you there.
I like that. It does make me feel a lot better.
If you think you're ready, we could begin.
I am, I think. Would it be all right if I ran to get some ice? I'd like to walk off some of this energy.
Of course. Take your time.
I'll be right back.
You're clear on your role?
Yes, I'm here to filter anything he says that's abusive.
Right. We didn't do this with your abuser, so I wasn't sure if I'd given you all the information.
It's okay, I talked it over with Sonia.
Good choice.
Yes, she said she did it twice because she had far more breakthroughs after a confront session like this. I have a question, though.
Go for it.
Do I tell Rose that he's saying something abusive? I don't want to lie to her.
The wording we've used before is, hold on, there's some stuff getting in the way. And that stuff could be anything. It's still not an exact science with the insight device.
I never felt like I needed to confront either of my abusers after court.
Do you regret that?
No. And with all this, I'm having one of those moments when I connect with how far I've come. I remember how much I wanted to call my secondary abuser during my first few weeks at the Haven. Not because I needed it, I wanted to make sure she was okay.
Truman, have you and Franklin seen each other very much?
No, I haven't really reached out.
Oh, I'm getting the guilt.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
It's not your fault that your family system still revolves around your primary abuser, Truman. And if the guilt is about initiating seeing him, I'd like you to spend some time rereading the intake book, the chapter about how to handle family interactions during healing. Okay?
Okay.
I could arrange a group session with you both. Would you like that?
You know what? I'd really like that. That is, if he's okay with it.
I'll ask him and get Addie to set it up, okay?
Thanks. Okay.
That's some pretty deep concern and sadness you've got there. Is it about today with Rose?
All right. Thank you. I needed that.
Oh, I'm getting that clarity. Do you feel ready?
Yes. Let's do this.
Good. They're going to signal on the VidCon panel right there when he's in place. For now, we're going to leave the one-way off. Do you have the list we made?
Yes, right here. I just read over them in the garden so I could think about which ones I wanted to start with. I remembered what you said about prioritizing in case I need to end early. Can I move around?
Oh, move around all you like. Pace, walk, sit, whatever you need.
I tried the couch earlier. It's really soft.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to keep breathing, just one step at a time.
Good. Rosie, remember, I'm here for you and you alone. If something happens with your abuser that makes you even slightly uncomfortable, Truman is here to negotiate that with the bordered empaths in there, right?
Right. I've got you, Rose.
This entire process was set up to keep you emotionally and physically shielded from him at all times. We're not going to let him get away with anything.
Thank you. I do feel a lot better knowing that you are both... Oh, there it is. They're ready. He's in there. Feeney, I'm panicking.
Okay.
What if this doesn't work? Are you sure I'm going to be safe? What if Feeney,
Rose-
what if he knows what I've been telling you? Do I have to start right now? Maybe I'll just go for a walk or something. Or if I go, will he know that I was here?
breathe.
What if I
Rosie.
see him on the way out? What if he sees me and then
Rosemary, breathe. Look at me. Okay, look at my left eye. Focus on my left eye and breathe with me. In, out. In, slow. Another breath. Now hold a breath for a moment or two. Keep focusing on my left eye, okay?
Feeney, I am so sorry. I thought I was strong, but here I am crying again, broken again.
You think this is anything less than strong? Do you have any idea how much strength it takes to confront this head on?
It doesn't feel strong. I feel weak. I feel worried again, that same fear over and over that I'm going to let my guard down, that he's going to try something, that I'm not going to have the strength to say no if he tries to get me back.
Rosemary, look. Rosie, look at me. I'm here with you now, right now. We are together in the safe room. Now.
Feeney,
It's okay to cry. It's okay to just let it out. We have all the time in the world. I'm getting the feelings of anxiety about the speed. No, we go at your pace. And if you need to take all day to work through what you need, that's why we're here. No one has anywhere else to be, okay? We're here for you now.
Honored to be here for you, Rose. I was so glad you asked me to do this. By your side and grateful to be included.
Okay. That feels better. Thank you.
Rose, this isn't like the other times you faced him. You've got an army of people on your side this time. I believe in you.
We both do.
And we believe in your right to freedom from this fear and pain.
You too. Thank you.
What if I ask you some questions? Ease you back into things?
Okay, I think that'd help.
I'm getting a sense of unexpected to your anxiety.
Yeah, I thought it would make me feel strong to be here today, that I'd feel strong, that my heart wouldn't leap up in my throat, that all this work I'd done would protect me from feeling weak.
That's completely understandable.
Does this mean that I haven't done the work?
Well, you tell me. What work have you done? What tools have you used?
I've used, well, all of them. Map it backwards, break the cycle, knowledge, one step. Yeah.
In order to use them, you have to understand and know them. Learning all of that is work. Understanding the tools is work. Training your brain to go toward them is work. You are doing the work.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I hadn't thought of that either.
Here's the real proof. You ready?
Yeah.
What's a tool that might work in this situation?
Oh, well, knowledge was a start.
Yes, good call. Having a platform for understanding why your abuser is affecting you this deeply is good.
Mantra? Oh, that doesn't seem to be helping.
Yes, I'm sensing the overwhelm. Mantra can be so powerful, and in this case, I think we need something stronger.
Oh, wait. Delay, distract?
Oh, Rosie, that's a great choice. Well done. Tell me why delay distract would work here.
My emotions are too big, too much. I can't confront him when my emotions are this big.
Right. Delay distract is perfect for when the balance of your emotions is too high.
But we're supposed to let our emotions have a voice, feel our feelings, right?
Good point. I like this metaphor. When you're thirsty, you just want to quench the thirst, right?
Yeah.
If you asked for a glass of water, but I handed you a huge pitcher, you could only drink a little at a time anyway, right?
I guess so.
If I dumped the pitcher over your head, would that quench your thirst?
No, definitely not.
Feeling your feelings, as we've practiced in session, is like taking a drink from the glass of water. Overwhelmed is like having the pitcher dumped over your head. At some point, when it's too much, feeling your feelings is only going to drench you. It's not going to help.
That makes sense.
So delay distract is like getting a lot of cups and then pouring the water from the pitcher out into the cups.
Thinking of that metaphor is relaxing a bit.
Truman, do you mind if I...
I said the same thing the first time he told me that metaphor.
I'm in good company then.
What else do you remember about delay distract, Rosie?
I liked the suggestion to find something self-care related.
Excellent. Is there anything we can use right now when you're about to do something emotionally demanding?
Okay, going down the list. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. For physical, I have water and it's a good temperature. I can keep up the breathing.
Good. Descriptive and helpful. I'm getting that feeling of calm from those details. What's the next category for self-care?
Emotional. I think acknowledging that I am overwhelmed is a good way to give myself emotional care.
Brilliant. What's the next category?
Mental. And for that, I could remind myself that I am safe. I have both of you. They're bordered empaths in there, and I can stop this at any time.
Right. That's great, Rosie. Did you catch how you used your confrontation mantra within delay distract?
Yeah, I like that. I can stop this at any time. Okay, last category is spiritual. For that, I can give gratitude to my higher power or to myself for how far I have come.
Look at you, proving that you've done the work.
Shut up. Thank you. Okay, topic change.
All right. We walked through the 4 categories of self-care. That was a really good delay distract technique. Extraordinary. Would it be best to stop the confront session for today? Pick it up another time?
No, I'm ready. What if I think I just want to look at him. Could you turn on the one way?
Do you want to turn it on?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Con, begin one-way transmission audio off. Oh, wow.
I'm sensing that confusion. Would you like to tell me about it?
He doesn't look like him.
What doesn't look like him?
The beard. He always said he liked to be clean-shaven, but I'm thinking now, well, he might have been shaving for me.
For you? How so?
I told him once that I liked clean-shaven men. Then he shaved his beard and said it was how he wanted it.
What are you feeling right now as you think about that interaction?
I'm questioning whether or not he was telling me the truth, and how, toward the end, he tried to tell me that I'd forced him to shave. I never even asked him to shave. He asked me what I preferred when we were first dating. I was dumbfounded when he did shave, and then he tried to prove that all those years I was controlling him by making him do that. To see him with a beard now, maybe he's right. Maybe I'm the abuser. Maybe I am the toxic one.
All right, let's go with that for a minute. Let's start with the idea that you're the abuser. How many times did you mention to him that you might prefer him to shave?
Once, barely, after he asked specifically.
And in the years that followed, did you ever ask him to shave?
No.
Did you ever imply that you would love him less if he didn't shave?
No.
And did you give him the silent treatment or punish him in some other way when he wasn't clean shaven?
No. Wait, one time I told him that I was worried because he hadn't taken a shower in 3 days and he hadn't even brushed his hair.
And that counts as punishing him somehow?
I don't know. He said that I was so critical of him for saying so, that it was terrible, that he had to look a certain way just to please me.
What did you say in return?
That I didn't feel that way, that I loved him no matter what, that whatever I'd done to make him think that, I was sorry, and if he'd just tell me, I would never do it again.
And did he tell you?
He tried. He got angry and raged for a few days about it, and after those few days, I was so tired of the rage that I tried to fight back and tell him that I never felt that way, that I didn't want him to change for me. I loved him exactly how he was.
How did he respond?
He said he wanted a divorce, that he wanted to break up for good.
Because you told him how you really felt? He wanted to divorce you because you wanted him to believe that you felt a certain way?
Well, yes.
Something shifted just now, emotionally, when I said that. What do you think it was?
I realized that you're right. He made that entire fight about what he thought I was saying. He tried to force it on me that I felt that way, but I didn't feel that way at all.
Could I turn on the volume so you can tell him that?
You know what? Yeah, I want to tell him that.
Con, start audio.
Hi, you have a beard. And the first thing I thought when I saw the beard was how much you shamed me for having a preference. That you tried to manipulate me into feeling bad about telling you that I liked someone clean shaven and... Oh, Con, audio off. I can't do this. I'm justifying myself. I'm trying too hard to explain myself again.
Don't justify it then. Just tell him how you feel. If you think about it, you don't need to convince him. You don't need to convict him either. He was already found guilty. He did what he did. At this point, it's about your feelings.
Okay.
Rose, try this. If you could tell him what's in your heart, and you could know that he's listening, what would you say?
I tell him that I didn't deserve it. You know what? Con, start audio. I didn't deserve it, Joe. All I ever wanted was to love you. And all you ever did was to make me feel horrible about wanting to love you. You were lucky to have someone like me because when I love someone, I love fierce and true. I love brave, and I did that with you. I loved you fierce and true and brave. I loved everything you could have been, and you ate it up at first. Then you just threw it back in my face. You tricked me into thinking the love was everything you had ever wanted. And then you made me feel ashamed that that love was not enough. You tore at my intentions, telling me over and over again what I intended instead of listening when I talked. You wouldn't ever actually hear what I was trying to say. Joe, I don't want to tell you what I feel because you don't deserve that. And I'm not going to try to justify the truth to you because you don't deserve to see me trying to justify myself ever again. I'm going to tell you the truth because I deserve to have you finally accept it. I deserve that, Joe. After everything you have put me through, I deserve that. Audio off. Okay, the insight machine thing. You said he has to hear the truth as well as speak it, right? He can't hear it through the filter.
Correct. He consented to no filter.
Audio start. Joe, I could have given a tiny rat's ass about whether or not you were clean shaven. I would have loved you no matter what. I want to reply to that.
He says, I understand, and you're right.
I know I am. I knew it all along. And you were wrong to make me wrong, Joe. You were wrong to leave me in silence and isolation. Do you know what that's called when you give someone the silent treatment? Answer me.
He says, it's called weaponized silence, and it's illegal.
Yes. Yes. Joe, you cheated on me. Do you finally admit that you cheated?
He says, yes.
And do you finally admit that I shouldn't have been required to forgive you before you proved that you were really sorry? That you put a timeline on me and gaslighted me into thinking I was the horrible person? Do you finally admit that you not only cheated, you manipulated me into thinking that I was a terrible partner for wanting you to apologize? Do you?
He says, there's some interference. Hold on.
You know what? Don't answer that. You know why? Because a court with 12 of your peers and 8 empath council members determined that that's precisely what you did. So I don't need you to admit it ever again. I've got proof.
He says, yes, I was found guilty of all of that.
Bullshit! Non-answer! But at least you know in your gut that you were convicted. Remember the morning after the first time? You sat there at the breakfast table after I'd slept on the couch. And you didn't say anything. You didn't apologize. You didn't try to make it right. Nothing. Do you remember that? Do you know that normal humans don't react that way?
He says, I know I'm not normal.
Yeah? How long have you known?
All my life.
And have you ever gone to therapy or counseling or anything to try to fix it?
I've thought about it.
But why haven't you?
I get by okay. There's not a reason to change.
Oh, well, that seems morally sound. Did you know that when we first met that you were going to abuse me? Did you?
He says he's not sure how to answer that.
Oh, right. The abuse word. You can't see it as abuse because it's just how you get by, right?
He says, right.
But now, do you see it as abuse? Do you see how much this cost me, cost our kids?
He says, yes, I know that what I did is illegal, and I should never have treated you that way.
You bet your ass you shouldn't have.
Audio off. Oh, Rosie. Rosie, I'm so sorry. So sorry. This is completely decimating your emotional field. I can feel the pain and frustration and all of it.
I need a hug, please. He's just terrible. What did I ever see in him, and why did I keep him for so long? I tried so hard, so much for so long.
Rosie, I'm sorry. It's okay. Let it all out. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, wait. I feel angry with you, but soon that anger is going to fade and go away. Soon I will feel nothing for you. Soon I won't remember a time when I cared what you thought, what you felt, and what you saw. It might not be today, but it's coming. And our kids, our beautiful, amazing kids, they are going to come to me when they need help, not you. Your constant gaslighting about your abilities as a father, I see through them now. You were a crap father who tried to hide his laziness behind a veil of loving your kids. Well, guess what, asshole? Love is a verb. You don't get to abuse and abandon me and still somehow say that you can be a good person in their lives. And you don't get to cheat on me and then pretend you can be true to them. You don't get to single me out. We are a family. And you did everything that you did to all of us. You cheated on them just as much as you cheated on me. Oh my God. You know that already, don't you?
He says yes.
Did you know it was wrong when you were cheating on me?
Yes.
And did you know that it would hurt the kids?
Yes.
And you did it anyway.
Yes.
There it is. A part of me always knew that. A part of me needs to worry more about our kids than it does about what you did and didn't know. And all of me just doesn't. Audio off. I don't care.
Are you all right? That was abrupt.
Yes, Feeney. I don't care what he thinks. I'm done. I don't need to ever see him or hear from him again.
Do you want to say goodbye like you talked about before?
For the person I loved never existed. I won't play a part in his fantasy ever again. And all this emotion, I feel like it's directed now and not at him. I can imagine myself those mornings after finding out that he had cheated again. And I just want to hug that person. Gather all her kids to her and just hug them all. They deserved so much better than he ever gave them. Or ever will.
Rose, I don't want to intrude. I just want you to see what this moment is. I didn't recognize it when it happened to me.
What is it?
This right here is the real discard. You're discarding his fantasy. You're discarding his decision about your intent. You're discarding his view of you. There is something sacred about this moment. I hope you'll take the opportunity to give yourself the credit for all you've done to earn this. I'm in awe that you gave me the chance to be here. Thank you.
You know I'm going to hug you now, right?
A perfect way to mark this incredible moment. Wait, Deanie, you're crying.
Yeah, well, that was incredible. Thank you, both. These moments are too rare. Rose, I'm sensing something, and I'd like you to tell me about it, if that's okay.
It is. I feel like who I really am, is visible. For the first time in a long time, I caught a glimpse of who I really am. And it's like, suddenly, I refocused everything on me, on what I need, on my future. And Truman's right. It's sacred in a way I can't explain.
Oh, yeah. Hells yeah, I'm crying. I'm so impressed, Rosie.
I am too. I did it. I confronted him. Oh, I did it. Okay, I want to go. I'm ready to be done with this.
Truman, will you close out?
Thank you. To you both.
It was our honor and privilege. Thank you. What if we go for a walk before you head back to your lodge?
Thanks. I'd be glad of the company.
Who's in your support plan for tonight? Who all did you ask?
Oh, my daughter and my friend Marnie and Julia.
Good. Rosie,
Yeah.
it's time to celebrate.
Audio on. The survivor has decided to forego any more communication at this time. The abuser can be transferred back into his planned assignment at the Community Prep Center. I'm severing all communications now. Audio and visual off. Hey Frankie, it's me. I wanted to see if maybe we could meet up. I've got some free time for dinner tonight.
Hey, it's Percy and Feeney here. What you've just heard is a work of fiction, but we know that many listeners are living in a world of pain that isn't fictional at all.
At the end of every episode, we're going to include an appendix of sorts. Some things we hope will serve those who live with a reality of fear and pain every day.
First, we want to let you know about our website, www.empowering.tools, where we keep an ongoing list of books, websites, hotlines, and many other resources for victims and survivors of toxic relationships.
Second, we love to hear from you. If you'd like to share your story with us or let us know how the episode impacted you, we'd love for you to reach out. These are deeply emotional things, and we want to give you a chance to share. We're a small team, so an in-depth response isn't always possible, but we do read every message we receive.
Third, if you're in crisis or you need to find an immediate way out, please call 800-799-7233 for the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. If your abuser is a parent or a non-romantic relationship, there are other resources we've listed on the website that are just for you.
A reminder, emotional violence is still violence. You don't need to have bruises on your body to deserve help, and it's okay to feel what you're feeling when you call.
Fourth, be safe. For some, getting out will take planning and time. If you know you need help, do what you need in order to safely get away.
Lastly, we know how difficult it can be to believe there's hope on the other side of a toxic relationship.
Many on our team know the devastatingly difficult steps it takes to get away from an abusive predator.
But there is hope. You don't have to do it alone. If you don't have supportive family or friends, you can still find support at the hotlines we mentioned earlier or at a local hospital or shelter.
Thousands of survivors have made it out. Getting out and reclaiming your freedom can be your story.
We believe in you.
We believe in your future.
And we believe in your right to that freedom.